Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's learn computer science. Hey everyone, today we are continuing with the topic which is principal operations of hardware devices. And in this series, we are going to explore another storage device that uses light, actually the laser light, to store and read data. And it is called optical disc, reader and writer. You all know CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, they all use this technology. You have probably used one of them to play music, movies, maybe to install games or software. But how does it actually work? So let's find out today. So first of all, what is optical disc reader and writer? An optical disc reader writer is a secondary storage device that uses a laser beam to read or write data on the surface of a disk. Unlike a hard disk that uses magnetism or an SSD that uses electronic gates, optical disk store data using pits and lands on the shiny surface. Okay, so basically, disk is made up of plastic with a special coating that reacts to light. Okay, and data is stored as a series of tiny pits and flat areas called lands on a spiral track that runs from the center to the edge of the disk, right? Now, optical discs, they come in different types, including CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays. CDs, compact discs, basically we use them to store audios and softwares. DVDs, digital versatile disc, we use it to store videos, games, and larger files. Blu-ray discs, they store high definition videos and large data with more capacity. Okay. And these can be read-only CD-ROMs or DVD-ROM. These can be write ones, CDRs or DVD-Rs, and these can be read-write, which is CD-RWs, DVD-RW, right? In CD-ROM, data cannot be changed. In CDR, data can be written once and then you can only read it. And in CD-RW, data can be rewritten multiple times. All right, now let's look at how the inside of an optical disk drive actually works. Don't worry, it is simpler than it looks. First of all, there is a laser diode. This is like the flashlight of the drive. It shines a laser onto the disk. That laser passes through a lens to make sure it is sharply focused right on the spiral track of the disk. And as this disk spins, the laser moves from the center of the edge following the spiral. Okay. Now, when the laser hits the disk surface, it reflects back differently from flat areas, which we call lands, and tiny dents called pits. And these differences are picked up by a photodetector and turn them into ones and zeros, the digital data basically. There is a tracking system that keeps the laser perfectly aligned so it doesn't wander off track. And there is a set of mirrors and beam splitters also, which helps to guide and split the light path. Kind of uh, air traffic control for lasers, right? And all of these parts, they work together so that computer can read or even write data to the disk, whether it's music, video, or any other file. Now let's look at this whole process step by step. Disk is basically inserted and it spins at a high speed. The laser beam is directed at the disk's shiny surface using an optical head and mirrors. Now, disk surface contains pits, tiny bumps, and lands flat areas, and these are arranged in a spiral track starting from the center. The laser follows this spiral track moving outward as the disk spins. When the laser hits a land, it reflects clearly, and when it hits a pit, the reflection scatters. A photo detector picks up these differences in light intensity, and the device interprets the difference as binary data, ones and zeros. When we write onto the disk, a high powered laser burning process basically, pits onto a recordable disk like CDR or DVD-R. And in rewritable disks, special materials change phase when heated, allowing data to be erased and rewritten. Now let's have a look at a past paper question. This question I have picked from October-November 2024, paper component 1-1. Question is 3D. The computer system is used to store data received from a temperature sensor every 5 seconds. The data is stored in an optical disk using an optical disk reader writer. They have asked a very direct question here. Describe the principal operation of an optical disk reader writer, and it is of 4 marks. So you just basically have to, you know, write the main pointers of principal operation step by step. Now we have learned all this here. You have seen that what are the all steps here. So you just need to pick the main 4 pointers for reading and writing. The starting point, what happens, then what happens for reading, what happens for writing. Yeah. Okay, so you simply have to pick the main points and you have to write here. So I am just writing the main pointers here. So disk is spun at high speed. Laser is shown onto the disk to read or write, using optical head to move it into the position. It follows the spiral track from the center outwards. When writing, the laser burns pits to represent data. When reading, the laser reflects from pits and lands. The reflection from a pit and a land is different. The differences are interpreted as ones and zeros. So any 4 points, if you'll write, you'll get 4 marks. Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye.